Content warning, retail wow. If those two words make your fingers twitch with uncontrollable urges to opinionize in the comments, here's a thought, save it. I don't care, and you probably had to look up the word opinionize. Leaving the lush intricate landscapes of the Dragon Isles, I embarked on what the devs casually call legacy content, though let's be honest, it's more cookbook than legacy. There I sat, in the frostbitten storm peaks, on a several-day stakeout for the ever-elusive Timewaster Proto-dragon. But, lo, this vigil brought plenty of impromptu social mixers, mingling with more players than during my entire time in the Dragon Isles. I even met players whose vocabulary expanded beyond the phrases fuck off, trash and true. It was during this vigil that the game transformed before my eyes, shedding its skin as a second job to reveal the fun engaging beast it still is, somewhere else. 3 thoughts crystallized in the snow as I waited. Dragonflight, oh Dragonflight, with systems I admittedly adore. But oh, the story. Imagine ancient dragons, seasoned veterans of tens of millennia, suddenly enrolled in Relationships 101, like watching Shakespeare trying to pen an episode of the Powerpuff Girls. While Belle dubs this soft modern, I lean more towards a masterclass in patronizing storytelling. Echoing the sentiments of your real-life Lich King keeping a real-life scourge of brainless rotting skeletons at bay, this is some
fucking casual
shit. And then there's me, the quintessential
fucking casual
player, inasmuch as Mythic Plus, rating and redacted activity hold no allure or appeal. And I'd tip my hat to the revamped, reimagined and ridiculously overcompensating crafting system if I wore one, but I don't. Hard pass. The real challenge in this world is to carve out your own path to fun, picking your own epic storylines. Quick intermission here to show you the glorious moment when I did snag the Timewaster Proto-dragon, alongside 3 absolute giga chads, while pointing and laughing at a Horde player for being late to the party, and playing Horde. This isn't to bash the current patch or expansion, it's a celebration of the faint heartbeat in the otherwise lifeless husk that is Blizzard post-codicitis, but hey, there's still a pulse. It's a spotlight on the amazing corners of WoW content, the tales and trials untouched by god comps, boost sellers peddling fast passes to raid achievements, or the redacted description of sad people. The ditty that it's a booming market, paying your way through raids rather than, actually raiding, is a sweet lullaby to me on those rare nights when I can't fall asleep. Case in point, the first, Valiance. After the Second War, the legacy of the prosperous Barov family at Caer Darrow transformed into a tale of greed, decay, and dark dealings. In a twisted bid to outlive their lands and expand their legacy, the Barovs shook hands with Kel'Thuzad, transforming their home into Scholomance, a nightmarish academy of necromancy, Hogwarts as imagined by George R.R. Martin. This academy birthed the first iteration of the Plague of Undeath and the first abominations, which became staples in Forsaken and Scourge ranks. Fast forward to Cataclysm and beyond, and we witness a carousel of failed villains, setbacks, TM, and retcons, from Gandling's fall to an undead Sigma chick with 2 runeblades, to the Barov brothers spectral soap opera that ultimately led to them fucking off to bicker about lumber in an alternate timeline, true story. It's in the old legacy version of Scholomance, amidst the gloomy corridors of Caer Darrow, that our quest for Valiance begins. The atmosphere, the slow, methodical pacing, the design very much living up to the term legacy in the same way a dry-aged steak is legacy meat, and finely aged vintage can be described as legacy wine. The quest? A relic hunt for a discarded, cracked trinket and a reputation grind with the Argent Dawn, a process simplified post-Cataclysm. Most of this reputation grind was Control-A deleted in Cataclysm and replaced with a cult of different personalities riding a friendship carriage, circling the zone like my ex circling a point for a change, but unlike my ex, just giving up halfway through going good enough and bumping you up to revered. This'll let you unlock access to old-school Naxx, except not really, it's just a hidden Eastern Plaguelands teleport to the Wrath version of Naxx, which is weird. The legacy Naxx is live on the classic realms, why not just port that in? Being revered with the Argent Dawn, you have to pay an Archmage a legacy tax to unlock the teleporter early, rather than getting it for free when exalted. A glowing ghost gliding above a gravestone gives 2 bits of endlessly repeatable, yet finitely enjoyable, busy work fetching annals from a nearby ruin and a special bone from Caer Darrow. Get your head out of the gutter. It's repetitive, sure, but there's a certain rhythm to it. 5.5 times of annals and bones stop at the grand sum of about an hour's worth of work, and you get the access to Naxx for free. In here, you'll find a pissed-off green elf on a shelf above Thaddeus, and after throwing a bottle of water point blank in his face, he gets up and demands compensation. A cup of coffee seems a fair ask, but also Scourgestones. Scourgestones. Glossing over the conversion of these into chips, not joking, these stones will drop from bosses in Stratholme and Old Scholomance. You're in for a marathon of boss battles, all of which are capped at level 30, and drop dead if you as much as look menacingly in their general direction. If you go grind these alone, they seem to have a 100% drop rate for each boss. In a duo, it sure felt like an understandable 50% drop rate. An efficient-ish run through Old Scholomance, killing the Lich, but skipping the basement bitch that did a reverse Wanda Maximoff and gained an Eastern European accent in later iterations, as well as visiting the gargoyle on the way out, will net you 12 Scourgestones per run. The goblin wants 20 of these as an apology for the bottle flip headshot, 300 stones for a rotten apple for a rotten horse with a valiant name, and an additional 150 stones if you want a crate of grain that has to be at least 20 years past the delivery date. So 320 stones if you just want the mount, 27 clears and 470 stones, 40 clears, if you want the toy crate of grain as well. You can kill the bosses in Naxx for super Scourgestones that are worth 10 regular ones. You can get 15 super stones a week from Naxx, while the regular stones are endlessly grindable. Both types of stones are bind on account. The goblin wants 5 super stones as well as the 20 regular ones, so you have to clear something of Naxx. Word of advice, stay away from the military quarter if you want to get Valiance the very same week, but the construct quarter needs to be cleared at any rate to waterboard the goblin. After this grind of stones, you play the MTX game and convert one currency into another currency, a feature I hate to see Blizzard aware of.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
To buy the worst apple and maybe a toy box of perished produce. Then, and this is important, you leave the Dread Citadel Naxx and make sure the legacy raid size is set to 10 man. Apple in hand, make your way to the military quarter and leave the instructor alive. Now, current guides leave everything alive and make a great show and dance of sneaking about making sure not to pull anything, or, you could just kill anything outside the boss pit, work smart not hard and feed the horse. How a skeletal horse without soft tissue, or any tissue, is still able to eat an apple, no matter how shit the apple, is a spectacle best left to the imagination. Walk over and dry hump one of the mind control pillars, grabbing the basic bitch furthest from the boss. Then run the mind-controlled unconsenting foot soldier to the horse. When the puppeteered trash mob gets close enough to the horse to reenact a famous scene from BG3, mounting will happen automatically. I told you to get your head out of the gutter, and you run slowly back to the boss, very slowly.
And by slowly, I mean fucking slow.
Best as I can tell, you need both the mounted military mental victim and the boss active in the same encounter for the mount to drop. That is, both the instructor and mindfucked cannon fodder have to be attacking you at the same time for Valiance to be added to the loot table and drop. Loot the mount, which for whatever reason can't be used inside Naxx, Big L Blizzard, and congratulations, Valiance achieved the mount of the fiery horseman Thane Korthaz, after a grind that really puts the ass into. I hope you, dear viewer, eventually looked up the word opinionize, 'cause here it comes, the journey is worth it. It is a testament to the kind of content we crave, intricate, enigmatic questlines woven into the rich tapestry of WoW's lore and existing world, so often hand-waved away with a legacy label. I'll be looking forward to similar content unlocking the white undead mount of Sir, redacted joke about a man in entirely white robes, the red variant of High Lord oh you did grind another 150 stones for a box of more grain and the blue variant of Lady Cordon Bleu. Now, if you embark on this endeavor, I wish you luck and I hope you find some fun out there. I sure did. Thanks for watching.